Hi all, this is Dr. Sage Breslin and this is Wisdom Wednesdays, my special series on my journey with cancer. So I thought this week I would share some kind of surprising and, for me, deep contemplations that have been coming up lately since my kids launched the GoFundMe campaign. Despite the fact that my life is on this video currently, I'm a pretty private person and I am introverted, much to the surprise of a lot of people. And there's a lot about my life online, but it's also hard for me just to be open and expose and be vulnerable. It's probably why I've made such a strong business out of it, because I can really relate to how important it is and how much support we often need in order to be vulnerable and to create that intimacy with other people. So I was really surprised when the kids put together the GoFundMe campaign. I had so much resistance to putting the need out there. There was so much of that felt bound up with like shame and embarrassment. Gosh, I'm, a professional person. I work hard. I earn a good living. But, 5 kids, house, pets, it all just seems to, I now understand why they call houses money pits. It all just seems to get used up. And try as I might to put together a solid nest egg for my 3 to 4 month medical leave, it's just not what it needs to be. So they said, Mom, you've got to stop stressing. You've got to, really focus on what's important, which is growing new bone marrow. It's just a little thing, grow a new body. So they asked me to make the video. I made them a video explaining the circumstances, and they generated this beautiful, beautiful letter for the campaign and set it live. And initially I thought it was nice. Some of our colleagues and friends and family donated, and then my neighbor actually encouraged me to put it on Nextdoor, and the thing just started blowing up. I got to a point where I was almost like, I didn't know whether to laugh or cry, or I was in shock. And then as it stretched out with my older children as well, suddenly there were donations coming in from everywhere. And we had almost hit our first goal, and realized it was probably important to have a more realistic goal. We were told to, set our sights low, set the campaign low so we could achieve it. But, given 4 months in San Diego, with a mortgage and an office, and so we had to increase the campaign goal, and I still see it moving, and I saw donations come in last night that I literally could not conceptualize, and it just bringing tears to my eyes. And what came through for me was just, money has never ever been associated with love for me or support. Money was always something of a struggle, of a challenge for me. I have made a lot of my story very public, and in hopes that other young people would not endure what I endured. But there are many people out there that don't know that in addition to my history of physical and emotional trauma, that I was trafficked as a teenager. And I remember when I finally shared this with somebody I'd been close to who knew me at the time, I know his first response was, that's not possible. Like, I was there. I would have known. And I remember taking this deep breath and thinking, you know, that's not how it works. You know what they want you to know. And, you know, in that experience, I had a price on my head. And even after getting safe and building a new life for myself, somehow money always felt like had a good value, an expression of value about like, well, what are you worth? And I worked really long and hard in therapy and with women's groups and on empowerment to really release myself from that bind, from that idea. But when I saw these donations come in, and it's not just money, with these incredible comments, these incredible expressions of love and support and hope, and offers to go grocery shopping and walk the dog and take the kids where they needed to be. And I just felt so supported. And every time my son would say, Mom, there's another one. And every time I read what was being written to us, to our family, to me, and saw this money sitting by it, I felt just this incredible gratitude. I felt this shift of money becoming an expression of love in all the right ways. Not like when somebody gives you money and says, well, I love you if you go do the dishes. Not like that. But weirdly, like something inside my body and my being and my soul just shifted as I finally started receiving, maybe for the first time ever, all this incredible support being delivered to me. Financial, emotional, energetic, from people who know me and from people who don't even know me yet. That's what my kids like to say, yet. And I can't tell you how incredible it feels to receive. And if you're like me, if you're a person who's super good at giving and not so adept at the receiving thing, don't wait for this kind of situation to learn that skill. Try resetting the dial. Try maybe a little bit more mutuality. Try, for all the people that you give to, try to open your heart to also receive from them. I just never knew. I never knew how extensive and impactful it could be to be loved and supported by this many people. And maybe that's the biggest gift of all here with this multiple myeloma. Maybe it's just that. I'm so blessed. Thank you so much for being with me on this journey.